What up, fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. Post game recap as Team USA defeats Spain 98 to 88 is the final score. And what was a real test for Team USA at times, it looked like they were about to drop the ball. But here's the thing, right? And Austin Reaves came in with 11 points off the bench, some nice dimes, some solid defense. This dude is a game changer. I'm like super hyped that everything that I ever thought about this kid has over time been confirmed. He's a true leader on both ends of the floor. When he's out there, everything just gets better. All right. Team USA was trailing, believe it or not, and they every time they threw out Austin Reaves, they not only got the lead, but they regained momentum and took back control of the game. And I think that's really impressive feat from Austin, man, that he can do that not just on the Lakers, which is already on the biggest stage, but also on Team USA with brand new teammates, new coaching staff. And it's just truly impressive. I mean, he came in there, changed the game, knocking down clutch buckets, including a corner three off of a pass from Tyrese Halliburton. By the way, him and Tyrese Halliburton have a very nice chemistry, which shows you that, Austin Reeves could play with any real point guard on or off ball. So, it was a pleasure to watch. But this was a true test, man. Hernan Gomez and the Spaniards really got after it, and it was a close game through the like 3/4 of the game until I keep thinking Lakers until Team USA finally pulled away from Spain there in the fourth quarter, ended up winning by double digits. But man, like I said, very encouraged to see what I'm seeing. Impressive play all the way around from everybody. I've been really impressed with Tyrese Halliburton's defense and his playmaking, of course, if we're talking other players on the team. Paulo Banchero's definitely tenacity on both ends of the floor, as well as Ant-Man. I mean, Ant-Man has been doing some nice things when he attacks the rim. We know that's his specialty. The only thing is that I did notice that sometimes my boy gets tunnel vision, but it's nice when Team USA is truly playing team ball. They're just a different unit, and it really only takes a little bit of a spurt. They saved it to the very end to be able to, get out in transition and get ahead of the lead. I mean, we have tons of athletes on Team USA. You got Brandon Ingram, you got Banchero, you got Mikal Bridges. I mean, the list goes on and on with athletic wings and forwards. I mean, let's not forget Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been playing tremendous on both ends of the floor for Team USA. So shout out to Jaren Jackson Jr. holding it down. Jalen Brunson had himself a ball game today as well. I mean, but I'm not surprised. Jalen Brunson is one of the better floor generals in the NBA. Very underrated. One of those guys that just, puts guys in their spots, can score from multiple places, can knock down open shots and get in the lane and wreak havoc. So shout out to him for having a very efficient game as well today. But very impressed by both teams, actually. I thought Spain was very on point as well. It's nice to see Rudy Fernandez out there. I mean, he old as a bear, but he's still out there, gray hairs and all. One of the longtime veterans for the Spanish national team. So that's nice. And then, of course, they got the Hernan Gomez brothers out there dominating. The thing about Spain is they play really good team ball. Really good team ball. They move the ball around. They trust each other. I think that's one department where Team USA has to get better. Like whenever Austin Reaves is not out there, there's a lot of individualism, right? So actually, if I was Steve Kerr, I'd look to up his minutes. I didn't like the patterns that he played Austin in, but Austin was still able to wreak havoc anytime he was out there. Both ends of the floor. But again, he's the coach, and he's done a decent job of staggering certain minutes between certain players. But I just wish Austin was there to close the game. Like the final 5 minutes, that's Austin Reaves' specialty. And sure enough, he knocked down one of the biggest corner threes with like 6 minutes left, a little below that, and the rest was history. But yeah, Team USA looks very potent. They're ranked number 1 and number 2, and they played today, obviously, Spain and USA. So this might be a team that we have to go through later on down the future. So it's kind of a good thing we beat them, but a bad thing we waited till the end to kind of create separation, because that gives them confidence. And now they come out here thinking that they got a shot, right? When all the marbles are on the line. So, but we know that Spain has been so good for so long. I mean, there always have been a thorn, on the backside of Team USA. So hopefully this time around, we can play them a little better, man. Jose, thank you, man. Hey, listen, all the flowers go to my graphics guy, man, Christian. All right, he is a total team player. He really hooks it up. He uses a lot of what I say on this channel to create visual graphics off of that. So if I call Austin Reaves Captain America, guess what type of graphic we about to get? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope, right? That's a super talent he's got, man. So all blessings and gratitude goes to that, man. Hey, what's good? What's up, man? How y'all doing this afternoon? Talk to me, Laker Nation and NBA family. How y'all doing, man? We got at least 20 more minutes to chop it up. You guys have any questions for your boy? You want to talk about the Christian Wood rumors or what movies or TV shows y'all been watching lately? I mean, I'm all ears, man. I always enjoy the combo. So holler at your boy. We beat 3 teams already. Oh, yeah. And you know what? That's a given, Jules. I think, Team USA, as they continue to play, they're only going to get better. But this was the very first test we've had, the very first good test that Team USA has had. And that's why I said pregame, I can't wait to see what they're made of tonight when they face this team, because this team is no joke. As you can see, they did hella work. So the next team we play is Greece on August 18th. So that should be a fun game as well. I mean, they got a lot of talent over there. Is Giannis playing there? I think Giannis is playing there, but I'm not sure. Can neither deny or confirm that, but that's going to be the next test for us right there. Mamba said AR is rising star proven, and yes, Kerr needs to start or stagnate. AR and Halliburton need a high ball handler, passer at all times. Look, thank you so much for super chat, bro. Appreciate you. I'll say this about Austin. He fits any lineup at any time. This is why I believe Kerr can either bring him off the bench or start him. It doesn't matter to Kerr, but it matters to me as a Laker fan. I want to see Austin Reaves in those moments, those clutch situations. And he was out there in the fourth quarter, but he got yanked off the floor. It looked like he was going to leave him out there, and then he subbed him later in the next time out. But you know what? He's making the most of every single opportunity. Honestly, that's 2 games already in exhibition that I've been more impressed by AR. All bias aside, I've been more impressed by AR than Anthony Edwards, right? Because we know Anthony Edwards can get buckets, right? But what else can he do? Austin Reaves has been doing a tremendous job of setting guys up, playmaking, pushing the pace when he gets the rebounds, rebounding, guarding the bigger man, switching multiple positions, and, of course, scoring. He's been more efficient, in my opinion. So 2 out of the 3 games I've been more impressed by AR, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe 8. Anthony Edwards will get settled in, start playing more within the flow of the offense as we progress. I like Ant-Man. Big fan. And obviously, he's more offensively gifted than Austin Reaves. But what Austin Reaves beats him is everywhere else, right? Austin Reaves doesn't force the issue. Matter of fact, there was one shot where he did force the issue. He shot like a damn near Curry range, and he barely grazed the rim. But that was the only bad shot he took in 3 games. So that tells you how good he is, man. I think that one was to beat the shot clock. I don't quite remember, but I think it was. So he is the real deal. I cannot wait for his 3rd-year rise. I do believe he's going to average more than 15 points per game this season. That's my prediction for Austin Reaves. Depends on how Darvin Ham utilizes him. If he puts him more on ball and how many minutes he gives him. Gives him over 30, you could damn near pencil him in for 17 points per game at the very least. If he gives him more than 30 minutes and he involves him more in pick and roll action and ball handling, because the kid is crafty, man. He reminds me of a mixture of players. We've talked about it here on this channel multiple times. He's a mixture, a little bit of everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Jose says, seeing Reaves play like this with the ball in his hands, do we play Braun off the ball? I've been talking about a year round, man, all summer long. I mentioned it on Around the League as well. I think if I'm Coach Darvin Ham and if I'm LeBron James and I'm watching how talented my team is, because this Laker team is going to be really talented, I'm letting D'Angelo and Austin Reaves handle the rock more. And, yeah, if I'm LeBron, I want to average around 17 to 20 points per game max. I'm not trying to do the whole carry the Lakers and risk injury, especially at your age. I think the main key should be for LeBron to make it healthy to the postseason. I don't care I don't care if he drops 80 points in the postseason in one game, but just stay healthy and get there. I think that should be. I mean, we have the proper foundation. We're gonna also need AD to step up if we want that to happen, right? Consistently. But in order for him to get freed up and focus more on the offensive end, we need to get a 7-footer that can actually do the dirty work down low. We might already have it in Jackson Hayes, TBD, right? To be determined. But yeah, it's food for thought for sure. And also, we don't know what the starting lineup is going to be. Some people have mentioned Taurean Prince. Some people think it's going to be Rui because of how strongly he finished last season. Some people believe it'll be Jackson Hayes. TBD. May the best man win. That's all I say. May the best fit win. I do prefer size, though. I will put that out there. I will speak that into the universe. So hopefully we utilize our size better this year. He said Reaves is like a new Ginobili, clutch and fearless. I agree, man. From the moment he came into this league, that was one of my main comparisons. Manu Ginobili. He has a little bit of Nash in him too, with the flashiness and the craftiness. But yes, absolutely, Ginobili is probably one of the best comparisons to Austin Reaves because he's fearless, like you mentioned. He's never been afraid since summer league all the way to now. Right, third season coming up. We're about to see him take that leap. This is the leap year for Austin Reaves. I think this is going to be one of his bigger years, for sure. He said, when we were in trouble, Austin Reaves saved us with a steal pass to Edwards and a 3 on crunch time. He's just a team player, man. He makes the right plays at the right times, and that's basically at all times. Whenever he's out there on the floor, it's just like as a basketball fan, as a Laker fan especially, it's like a calming feeling when you have the right players out there at the right times, right? So there's only certain players that ever did that to me in history. Kobe was one of them. Austin Reaves is another one, believe it or not, as young as he is. I already feel this calming feeling that comes over me when I'm like, okay, he's out there. He's clutch. He'll make the right plays. He won't get exposed on the defensive end consistently. He might slip up a possession or two here and there, but he'll make up for it. And he'll make the right passes, and he'll, sacrifice his body. Whatever we need, we will get from that kid, right? Very few players I could say that I truly count on in the fourth, right? LeBron is obviously one of them. Anthony Davis is up there when he's healthy. So those are the players you want to have out there. And the fact that he's already etching his name among some of the greats as far as, me putting my trust in him, even better, even better. I'm very excited for Austin. He's just starting to scratch the surface right now. Hey, Dan, it looks like the Lakers schedule is going to be released on tomorrow. How was the Rams game? How do you feel about you want to go? And also, how would you feel about Bismack Biyombo? All right, 3-part question. Love the Rams. Had a blast. Shout out to Mookie for that. As far as the schedule being released, I believe they said Tuesday, didn't they? But if it's tomorrow, I will, reassess and drop the content regardless. But I had it penciled in for Tuesday. But yeah, I'm excited for this. You guys know every year we do the schedule breakdown. So very excited for that, whether it's tomorrow or Tuesday. You know where to find me. And as far as Bismack Biyombo, yes, man. Listen, I'm on board with whoever will buy in. If that's Bismack Biyombo, I'm with it because he can be that dirty work player that we need coming off the bench or starting. I don't know. But that'll be up to Darvin to decide. The more the merrier, though. The more size, the safer I feel as a fan that will have the proper depth to be able to, attack and be able to come out of the gates quickly, right? Instead of having to figure out what's wrong with the roster and wait till the trade deadline and then you start really making a run. So this time we have it more figured out. We still have a missing piece, right? It needs to be a big man at this point. I'd be disappointed if they sign another guard. But anything like from wing, power forward to center, we prefer center, right? My boy Chris, thank you, my brother. He said, Sauceton does everything. I said it before. I'll say it again. He will have a special season with the Lakers. Oh, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. This really, even Darvin Ham said it. This feels like an all-star season for Austin Reaves. So I agree with you, and I'm excited. Let's see what happens. But, of course, injuries and health will play a factor into this season. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. That way those that will flourish do that, in a timely manner. But I have all the patience in the world for the youth because I know that the future is bright, right? Not only Austin Reaves, we got some youngsters on this team that are really have Laker fans salivating over the season. Let's start with Rui Hachimura. That's another one. I think if given the right opportunities, he's going to shine. Not only Rui, some of the rookies we drafted, maybe they won't shine this year, but in the future, they're probably going to get opportunities. Jackson Hayes, how will he have a chance to shine? And somebody we really haven't talked much about because we're so deep is Cameron Reddish. Cam Reddish has always been one of my favorite young players since he played at Duke. Always saw the potential in him, and I feel like he's only 24, by the way, part of that same draft class with Rui, with Jackson Hayes, all lottery picks, and we have them all on the same roster. So if Phil Handy can develop all of them, it's a dream come true because now you got lottery level talent for free, right? For the free. So there's nothing like it, right? We got Austin Reaves for the free. We didn't trade no draft picks for it, no cash considerations, nothing to move up to draft them. He signed with the Lakers as an unrestricted free agent, and now we got a couple of other ones like Castleton that look really good in summer league, as well as Demoy Hodge. So we got some other ones. Fudge. I mean, yeah, the sky's the limit. We got a lot of youth on this team, and remember when we traded away for all the young pieces for Anthony Davis, the casuals were saying Lakers shouldn't have done that. You're never going to have a young core. You traded away all your draft picks, and only 3 years later, 4 years later, here we are with a brand new core, with the star player we traded for, with a championship under our belt, with a solid coaching staff and front office that's together, right? And sky's the limit for this franchise moving forward. But one day at a time, it's going to be some struggles. It is a very long regular season, 82 games, plus potentially play in for some of those that don't make it. So we got to take it one game at a time and just be excited for every challenge that is ahead and enjoy the season as a whole. I mean, just the body of work that is an NBA regular season. It's so intriguing. It's just such a fun journey every season. So as a Laker fan, can't ask for nothing more. It's always Hollywood out here, man. Facts. That's right, Tasia. Dan, I'm confident Austin Reaves can win us a couple of championships. Are you? Well, it is a team sport. I never like to place that on one player's shoulders. But I think he'll be a huge part of, yes, success and championships moving forward. Absolutely. Not to say one person will win you a championship. That's a lot of pressure. I would hate to put that type of pressure on anybody. Not LeBron, not AD by themselves, and definitely not Austin Reaves. So, but as a team, a collective unit, I do believe he's going to be one of the pillars that can get us there for sure. I mean, he's got it all. He's got it all, and he's a glue guy. He's even making Team USA gel. They look 2 times better, honestly, when he's out there, right? And that's no bias. I think a fan of any team could tell you Austin Reaves is him. I mean, not only has LeBron gushed about him and Kyrie recently, but now Kuzma, you can add him to the list. He just today he tweeted out that he's a really good player. So he's starting to catch the eye from the rest of the league, and luckily he's under contract with us for the next 3 seasons at least. And that is good news because we all need an Austin Reaves jersey. I mean, the kid is just fun. And the best thing about him is that he's humble and hungry, right? That's a rare combination. Usually somebody's hungry, but they're cocky because they feel like they're better than what people give them credit for, which I'm totally okay with, right? As long as you stay grinding and hungry. But this kid is hungry and humble. That's 2 H's you don't usually put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, he truly is Captain America. He's classy. I don't think he can do no wrong. That's why he's a fan favorite. Did you guys see when Team USA played in Vegas? Nobody got loud cheers like Austin Reaves did. Austin Reaves was the star in California, and he's a star in a lot of places because of his humility. So I hope he never changes because that is just a beautiful thing. Dan, I think Bron should run the point guard and average 10 assists a game. He can get others involved. LeBron running point guard can happen. However, on a defensive end, I don't want him chasing guards through screens and stuff like that. But my preference, I've already mentioned it, would be to let others handle the rock. They get more involved. As a result, they become more efficient players, while LeBron James can take over in the fourth quarters and try to stay healthy. Last thing I want from this season is a bunch of overtime games where LeBron now has to put the team on his back because everybody's cold, because they're just tired of standing in the corner waiting for the ball. I'd rather get them jump started from the get Austin Reaves going early, get Anthony Davis going early, get D'Angelo Russell going early, and whoever's starting alongside them, right? Because I think that's the best way to have a more balanced attack on the offensive end, right? What's the stat line from the game? Team USA won 98-88, so a 10-point win. Austin Reaves had 11 points. I think it was like 5 for 7. I think 5 for 7. Very efficient. I don't know where you can actually find the stats, but this is just based off of me paying attention, actually watching the game when they announced it and showed it on screen. So, yeah. But yeah, it's hard to find the Team USA stats on any website, right? I went on ESPN. It's hard to find it there. They got to be more organized. They should have a whole Team USA basketball, just like they have all the box scores during the regular season of the NBA. They should have the same thing for, the competitions. Maybe they do. Haven't found it yet, though. Hey, what's up, David? What's up, bro? Thanks so much for Super Chat, bro. Much appreciated. He said, over the last decade of Laker basketball, where would you rank AR-15, with the best Laker decision makers? Oh, that's a great question. Last decade of Lakers basketball decision makers. Well, obviously, I got LeBron and Kobe up there in the last decade, right? Um, yeah, because Kobe still counts for the last decade. Okay, so Kobe and LeBron are absolutely at the top. I got Lamar up there because he did play with us in 2010, right? So Lamar's up there as far as decision makers. So I'm trying to think of this. I don't want to miss anybody as far as decision makers go. Rondo was an elite decision maker, especially in that 2020 postseason run. So I would actually say, and that's a great question, I would say Austin Reaves is top 5 in this decade. Like after Rondo, Lamar, Kobe Bryant, and Lamar Odom, Reaves is up there. I think he's 5th. I think he slides into 5th already, and he's only been with the Lakers for 2 seasons, going on 3. So that's huge. But his decision making every time, like I said, I trust him anytime he's out there on the floor. Yeah, he's top 5. I can't. If I missed anybody, my apologies. I'm lying. I'll probably put Derek Fisher over him because Derek Fisher did help us to championships, right? So once he helps us to championships, then I will slide him into the top 5. All right. So yeah, I'll say he's on the outside looking in of the top 5. All those other players I mentioned definitely helped us to championships, and I cannot slight Fisher. Fisher was, believe it or not, he was a very heady point guard. I know he wasn't the flashiest passer or nothing, but he was super efficient. He knocked down shots, played excellent defense. I almost forgot about Derek Fisher as a point guard, So yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd say 6th. I'll put Austin Reaves at 6th as far as ball handlers go. Pau Gasol, I don't consider him a ball handler. He's definitely a floor general as a big man. But as far as decision making go, I'm thinking more ball handlers, primaries, guys who were on ball. So yeah, I don't include Gasol in that category. But of course, we're talking big man. That's a completely different subject. That's a great question, David. Thank you, man. I appreciate questions that actually make me think like that. Those are food for thought. He said, Bron and Kobe got us championships. Reaves got to get us before putting him in the top 5. Yeah, that's why I made that adjustment. Exactly. But he's already put in some work in his first 2 seasons. He's helped us win games at times. When we were struggling to get offense, you inserted Reaves, and he gave you clutch dagger shots. I mean, even in the postseason. You guys remember that game versus Memphis? Matter of fact, it was the first game of the playoffs where he was yelling, I'm him. I mean, he already, Lonzo and D'Lo, I'll tell you this, they didn't make enough of an impact when they were early on in their careers with the Lakers for me to put them there. And then D'Lo, it took him a while to mature. Reaves came in mature already. Lonzo just wasn't with us long enough for me to put him in this list. Reaves has already even made a postseason run. Now, D'Lo in this last decade will probably be top 10 for sure, but I trust Austin Reaves more than I do D'Angelo Russell. Don't you agree? I do. Personally, I do. If I want the ball in somebody's hands, I want it in Reaves before I want D'Angelo. But I like D'Angelo because he can get hot. D'Angelo's like a microwave type player, kind of like Lou Williams was and Jamal Crawford and those guys, but in a different sense. He's a floor general first. However, when he sees the ball go through the net, he can hit 3 to 4, and they could be clutch buckets as well. He does have ice in his veins. I do love D'Angelo. I know he didn't have the best Western Conference, but when I think of players I trust with the ball in their hands, Reaves, man. Reaves, he's top 6 for sure. Top 6 for sure. He said, D'Lo's still a baby Laker. He can shoot too, man. He has a great shot. Yeah, let's be honest. Who do you guys trust more with the ball in their hands? Austin Reaves as a decision maker. Because the question was, decision makers, right? Austin Reaves or D'Angelo Russell? Let's be honest. Chat. Just be honest with yourselves. For me, I'm picking Reaves because he's made slim to none mistakes from the moment he got drafted to now. There's very few times when I said, oh, Reaves should have passed that one instead of shooting it. Very few times did I say that. You know what I mean? Very, very few. I can't remember too many. Maybe once, maybe twice in his career so far. But come on, 2 whole seasons and 1 postseason. And we're talking about maybe not even a handful of times he's made horrible mistakes that cost us games. That's huge. Like the maturity is huge, and how quickly he matured and adapted from the collegiate level to the NBA level. That's next level stuff right there. Yeah, so yeah, Austin Reaves, I'd have to put him ahead of D'Lo. But I love those other guys. Don't get it wrong. Don't get me'. It's not a slight on them. It's just keeping it real. He said, I'll take Reaves, but I ain't sleeping on D'Lo either. Facts, facts. Like I said, Reaves is probably top 6. I might be missing somebody, so I might have to slide him back a little bit. But Reaves is probably top 6 in the last decade. That was the question. D'Angelo and who else was mentioned? D'Angelo and I forgot who else was mentioned. Top 10 for sure in the last decade. I'll take Reaves. He said D'Lo got us back in games in the postseason too. Yes, he did, especially versus that Memphis series. Remember, it was at home. We were struggling to get a bucket. D'Lo came and brought us back with like 3 straight threes. I remember that game, and then LeBron won it in overtime. Yes, you're right. And again, I'm not shitting on D'Angelo. It's all love, but all I'm saying is Reaves to me is the guy I trust more. Like if I had to pick between both of those, who I'm keeping moving forward in the franchise, Reaves, hands down. Like almost any young player on this team, and I love them all. And I don't want to mean to pit them against each other, but gun to the head, they make me pick one. It's gonna be Reaves, from the future young players. And I love Max Christie as well, but I got to go with the proven commodity right now. It's a Derek Fisher in 09 finals was huge. Yeah, man, that's why I had to slide him into the top 5. Derek Fisher helped us to championships. I can't just sweep that under the rug because we got a new toy. You know what I'm saying? I can't just disrespect him because we got a new young player who we all love, who's a fan favorite. Derek Fisher was also a fan favorite. I mean, my mom loved him a little too much. You know what I'm saying? My mom loved him a little too much. I'm like, chill out, mom. And she was like, he's so handsome. She loved him. But yeah, look, he was just a hell of a player, man, and a two-way player, truly a two-way guard. And I think he's one of those guys that I would not mind if he was, in the rafters. Same thing with Lamar and role players like that. Unfortunately for them, though, the Lakers do not put role players in the rafters. We have had so much greatness come through here that it's just straight up Hall of Famers going up there. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy, right? But it's awesome. I love it, and I don't think I would change it for any other way. Otherwise, we'd have to start a whole nother wall for amazing role players that we've always loved. Looks like Christian Wood is heading to South Beach. Oh well, Lakers need to move on and get a solid center. Nothing's official yet, James. But if he does go that way, I wish him the best. No hard feelings. Everybody got to do what they believe is best for them and their family. I know what's best for him, though. Personally, on the court, Lakers all day. David said, in 5 years from now, who do you still want to be a Laker? David coming with the straight darts. Huh? I love those questions. Look, honestly, I'll take everybody who's young right now. I think they have a bright future. 5 years from now, I want to keep everybody who's young. That's Austin Reaves. Obviously, I would still love to have Vando, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie, the 2 draft picks we got in this year's draft, plus the undrafted ones. I'd love to have them all. Hopefully, they all became something special. Phil Handy gets their hands on them and they all pan out. That would be amazing. I know not all of them will pan out. There will be some that don't fit. Like Cole Swider didn't pan out. That's cool. But yeah, I would love to have everybody who's currently on the roster and is 25 and under. I'd love to have them here 5 years from now, see what they became when they're 30, and when they're the best versions of themselves, hopefully. So, yeah, that's a great question. Again, killing it. And 5 years from now, I wouldn't mind if AD was still on the roster, assuming we won a couple of championships and now we're giving them that farewell tour that we give all our 35-plus-year-olds. So that would be nice. I would not mind having him. The only way I wouldn't want him is if he continues to get hurt and he starts blaming everybody else but himself, like Kawhi and those type of players. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Knock on wood. But that would be the only way I don't want AD. But at this rate, I want him to stay here and retire with the Lakers and hopefully have his jersey hanging from the rafters, just like Gasol. He sees this. When you become a Laker and you win championships here, I mean, why would you ever want to leave that? Best city, best fans, best history, best colors, royal colors, purple and gold. Come on, ain't nobody got the colors we got. There's some other bootleg teams that got purple and different colors, like the Suns, but it's not purple and gold. It's not royalty colors. So I would never want to leave the Lakers if I was Anthony Davis or any superstar that comes through here and help us win chips, right? You've seen what LeBron said. He said, I'm here to stay, right? Forget all the rumors. Right? There was a little bit of noise being created when the Lakers weren't competing, when we had Russell Westbrook around All-Star break a couple seasons ago. LeBron came out and squashed all that and Jeannie even squashed it. She said, "We want LeBron to be happy. We want to keep competing," and they stay true to the word. So we are the best front office in the league. We're loyal to those that are loyal to us and help us win. And that's just, I mean, there's no better franchise. You know what to expect from the Lakers: championships. You can't say the same for any other team. Is there any other team that you could truly look at and say, okay, when Steph Curry retires, the Warriors will still be relevant and prominent? No, they traded away all their youth. If you think about it, they traded away Jordan Poole. They didn't draft LaMelo Ball, and then they traded away their center James Wiseman, who they drafted. They traded for Chris Paul, and I'm like, they're not the Lakers. This is not like a marquee free agent landing destination. Like the Lakers, we land stars and we draft well. That's why we're always relevant, right? If we're not landing the stars, we're drafting well and we're adding stars that way. Guys like Brandon Ingram, and when we're not, we're trading those same guys for other stars. So the star-driven town will be the most dominant franchise in the NBA. Deal with it, haters. Eat your heart out. Chris said Kobe, King, Magic, D Fish, and AR-15. Well, I can't. He said the last decade. If he would have said the last century, for sure, my list would have looked different. But the last decade means just the last 10 years, Chris. So I wouldn't put Magic there. But yeah, your list looks a lot more realistic if it was the last century. Last decade, just the last 10 years, right? So for those reasons, my list didn't look like yours. Didn't have Magic because Magic stopped playing in 94, 95. So yeah, it's been a minute. But thanks so much for super chat, brother. Getting tired of Woods. It was sources said he wants to be with Miami. I mean, I'm not getting tired of it because we're in the off season. All we can do is talk and break down rumors. That's all we can do as fans. I'd be tired of the Woods talk if this was during the regular season when we need to focus and we're playing games, right? It's like, no, we have what we have. Let's move on. But since it's the off season, listen, wood, metal, plastic, let's talk about it. I'm all for it. I'm all about it, all for it. He said, hey, Dan, what's up? What's up, Prince? He said, if you get to pick the next two-star combo, one all-star after Bron and AD era, who will you have? Mine's are Giannis and Trae Young, then AR-15. Ooh, I like yours. Man, okay. I got to really think about this one because we're the Lakers. We need a big superstar. I agree with Giannis. Giannis is definitely Laker material. I could see him being a Laker. Even his wife one time kind of exposed him, talking about if he was in the Buck, he would be a Laker type stuff, or something like that. Mine would probably be Giannis and Luka. Those are two of the biggest stars. You could pair them up together. You got offense and you got defense. That would be crazy. But if it ain't that, honestly, there's going to be other stars that are going to rise. Anthony Edwards, who knows if he will ever re-sign with the Timberwolves. He's another one of my favorites. I mean, you can really go all kinds of ways, man, when it comes to star players. But yeah, dominant star players are recipes for championships. So you get Giannis and anybody else, now you're in business, right? Now, I wish Giannis would not have re-signed that contract and he would have came to Lakers to pair up with LeBron and AD. But then that would have been unfair. And I'm always complaining about other unfair teams, so that's not fair, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it would have been crazy, right? Dan, would you want Jason Tatum on the Lakers one day? To be honest, as of right now, no. But if he decided to come to Lakers and apologize for that bullshit he pulled when he put Kobe Bryant in a Celtic jersey, then yeah, because I'm a very forgiveful person and I love his talent. I don't like him anymore after he did that BS. You know what it is. Personal. When you respect the dead. Okay. Kobe never played for the Celtics. He didn't want to play for the Celtics. He practiced for them because it was his duty, right? He's trying to get drafted into the NBA. But he never played for the Celtics. So just that was blasphemous as fuck. And from that moment on, I lost respect for Jason Tatum. Anyways, if he was as good as they say, he would have won a championship already. He hasn't, and he's been on stacked teams. So I'll pass on Tatum for now. But if he did come to the Lakers, I wouldn't be mad at all. I'd be excited because he is talented at the end of the day, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for talented stars to continue to carry the torch, right? I would love AD. Giannis deal, that would have been great, but I think that ship sailed when Giannis signed his contract back. Chris got some next level creativity within graphics. He's a beast, man. He's an MVP, bro. He's truly killing it, man, and I'm glad he's just killing it on my side. That's my guy, Chris. All right. Last question I'm going to answer before I get off. Really quick, major shout out to my sponsorship, Prize Picks. Promo code DTLF right now. I think you could even submit entries on Team USA, over, under on points, rebounds, whatever. Definitely give it a shot, man. If you haven't tried it out, promo code DTLF gets you 100% deposit match guaranteed up to $100. So let's just say you put in 20, you get 20 free to play with. You put in 40, you get 40 back, etc. All right. Final question. Dan, who can you see being the next star for LeBron to join the Lakers? For some reason, I can see Donovan Mitchell since his contract is coming to an end and Mitchell is in his prime. Can I be honest with you? I do not want Donovan Mitchell. What is he, 30 already? Or he's getting close to it. His play style is very dependent on his athleticism. And the last thing I want is a guard who potentially gets hurt. And you're paying him max dollars, and he's not going to give you the production he's used to. Now, he could always adjust his game and be more of a, floor general type. But right now, he's a slasher. We see what happens with slashers when their game starts decreasing. Some adjust, some don't. Russell Westbrook, right? So for those reasons, I prefer the craftier guards like a Luka, who doesn't really depend on athleticism and going to have a lot more longevity because you don't ever lose your basketball IQ. You can lose your explosiveness. You can lose a lot of stuff. But your basketball IQ remains. This is why LeBron James still is one of the most dominant players in the NBA because he's still very explosive, but he lost a little bit of it, let's be honest. And but he's one of the more cerebral players of all time. So those are the reasons I prefer heady players, smart players. Now, Giannis, on the other hand, is also very intelligent. He's defensive oriented and he's just a freak. But I also wouldn't like him if he was like 34, 35. I'll still take him, don't get me wrong. But he's not in my priority list if that were to happen. Man, these are just great questions, guys. Thank you guys so much for tapping in today for the post-game recap of Team USA. I know we mainly talk other topics, but hey, it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you already haven't. We're close to 23K. And then eventually you guys know what comes at 24K. So I can't wait for it. It's going to happen at some point this season. So keep it locked right here. All things Lakers and more. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace.